When buying a house, the price is a major consideration because when you buy a house, it's the biggest financial investment or the biggest financial expense in most people's life other than having a child. So you don't want to become what they call house poor, meaning that you own a home, which could be good, but you can't afford to eat out. You can't afford to go on vacation. Your home is now a prison, not a complement to your life. And as you get older, you learn that relationships and things should complicate, or shouldn't complicate, they should complement your life, not complicate your life. All responsibilities have some level of complications. You can't get around it. But you want to overall have the things you choose in your life to complement more than complicate your life. And so when looking at a home budget, you need to look at what is below your means, meaning that you make a certain amount of money with your income, whether it's a fixed income with Social Security or something like that, or if you're in the workforce and you have opportunities for bonuses, commissions, etc. You want to get the average salary you've had for the past 5 years, and you want to project into the future, and you want to not just buy as much house as you can afford, but buy below that number. So if you can afford a $300,000 house, I would not buy more than a $200,000 house. Why? Live below your means. Let your house complement your life, not complicate. See, I almost said it. See, this is how close it is to making the wrong decision. Like, stay focused on the structure of what you're trying to accomplish with the numbers, because there's emotions involved, which is good. Okay. And even like making a video, there's an emotion involved in presenting things well. Okay. And it's like public speaking. It's scary. So you stumble, compliment, you stumble over words. So, but it's good to let people see you stumble, and it's good to reorganize, refocus what you want to say. You want to have a number of what your ceiling is, what you could afford, whether that's what the bank tells you, but you should know for yourself. You could afford, as an example, a $300,000 house. I would not purchase more than a $200,000 house. See, for me, I would say, something to that effect. I'm probably very close to that. I could probably afford a $300,000 house, but I want to be at $150,000 or under. Why? Because when I get close to 200,000 or above, to me, it starts to be more of a burden than a compliment, more of a weigh down rather than a weight off. Okay. And so I accept there's some burdens of ownership and responsibility. I owned a home. But I could tell you that have a number. Okay. And don't forget that number. Actually have a couple numbers. Have what you can afford and have what you want to spend. And, you can be a little bit flexible, but I tell you, those numbers are a structure to your thoughts, to your actuality, to your reality, not your imagination. A home, I remember I dated a girl and she said, Sam, you don't like a relationship. You like the idea of a relationship. I said, she got it. Wow, that was powerful. Someone probably told her that at one point. And so you like the idea of having a house. You like the idea of living in a certain community, but you may not like the reality. So remember the numbers. Now, the other dynamic I'm faced with, sometimes I want to buy the cheapest thing because I just love to get the cheapest thing I can find, and so I struggle with that, And so Manolo, one of my great viewers, who's watched my channel for a while, he asked me that question in the comment section the other day. He goes, Sam, what's your price that you want to pay? No more, and I said about $150,000 or less is my house budget, because that's what I feel I could still live a life where I could eat out every day and go on vacation whenever I want, and I would have a peace, even if, God forbid, I lose my job or something like that. And I think that's the only way to really own a home and have it be a blessing. And that's why I hope this video helps you in some way, because there's a fever. There's a house fever. And a lot of emotion is involved when you're at that frenzy. Okay. And exhaust every option. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Because renting is not worse than ruining your life. And when you buy the wrong house at the wrong price, you could ruin your life. There will be grace and you'll be able to figure it out and you'll be fine. So I never want to condemn anyone. You'll be okay. But let's try to be conscious of what we're doing. And I know I am. And that's why when in doubt, don't buy. And right now I got $150K or less. I'd like to budget for a house and I have a couple options. One is cheap and one's right around the $150K and one's at $200K. And I go back and forth in my mind. And I say the cheap one, I just love that cheap shit. I love it. Decent community too. I would never live in a bad community. The middle ground one I like, not perfect. The upper one, community's pristine, but don't feel comfortable there. Everything has a give and a take. Everything has a pro and a con. So remember, when in doubt, don't obsess. Self-care. Keep your money in your pocket until you have a clearer direction. Because your life is your daily routine, not your house. Your house could be a blessing, but only if you buy within a budget that makes sense for your individual circumstance. And if you agree with that, click that thumbs up. You want to support the channel, click that blue join button. Leave a comment below. Check out my playlist, thousands of free videos, including house tours. And I thank you for watching. I thank you to all my positive members. Manolo, a.k.a. Milano, shout out to you. I appreciate your comments. Love to you, brother. You've been with me a long time. I will see you guys and girls in the next video. Peace.